Okay, the previous parts of Quern may have ended a little bit abruptly. Like, we completed this and then I walked that way, and the video kind of ended there. I tried to mask it so that it appeared a little bit normal, but just in case I left you wondering a little bit, and also explain why I had to pick up that piece right there, my PC actually decided to crash. So, I think I have... Like, this is now open, there isn't anything else here as far as I know. So, like, this puzzle is technically not solved anymore. Like, it doesn't look like it's solved anymore, but it's we've already done this puzzle, and it apparently saved right after that. So I've now picked up this part that we also had last time. So, yeah, but basically I walked this way and my PC just decided to crash. So that was a lot of fun. But no biggie, luckily the game saves quite frequently, so we are still completely fine. So I think that means we have completed all of the puzzles. Actually, we need to go the other way because that way is blocked. We cannot get in there through that side. But yeah, we've completed all of the 3 puzzles mentioned up here. Because there were these numbers and they have now all been done, I think. We could also check this here. Yeah, we're pointing towards 250, which is the 3rd one. So we've now done all of these puzzles, at least that have something to do with this. And we've gotten like a couple of parts from this that I'm not like 100% sure what we're supposed to do with this. We have these parts. We have like 2 of these. And then we just got this piece. So I guess now our job is to figure out where the hell these go. Does this have something to do with this? I mean, we are sort of collecting quarters of a circle. So this is like our long-term goal, I guess. Surely we cannot use like this weird thing right here, just slap on top of that. No. Okay, so we are back to figuring out what the hell we're going to do next, because I am not 100% sure. Obviously, getting to this is fairly important, because that's the 3rd key that we require to get the tower, presumably to lower, because it's like high up there. So we need this final one, which is in that house. The problem is that it's behind lock and key, so to speak. Does it actually have any kind of indication as to what the mechanic of opening it is? Not really, unless that's something. Oh! I totally didn't even notice this before. Also, just give me a second. I am going to just increase the gamma of the game a little bit. I have a script there that I use to turn up the gamma for games. But that requires me to have 2 more. So where do we find 2 more of these? Okay, so those are there, and they are in the correct places automatically because it doesn't allow me to take them away anymore. But where do we find more of those pieces? Do I have anything in my notes? This could mean something. This is obviously one of those pieces. But what is this? Like, what does this mean? Have I seen that ever? Anywhere? Have I seen that anywhere? Because I'm thinking that might be a clue as to where I might find 1 or 2 of these. I think pretty much what was available here is now gone, more or less. And I don't think there's anything to do with this anymore. Yeah, it's just that. Surely this isn't what we're looking for here. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. Yeah. I'm just trying to wonder where I've seen that kind of a shape before. Now, obviously our task next is to figure out where we can find more of these quarters. Because they have to be somewhere. That's not that shape either. It would be weird if they were in the tower, because I cannot get to the tower. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of running around once again. Naturally not going to show that because why would I? Like, there isn't much happening while I'm just running around and doing silly stuff. Just basically just trying to brainstorm things. There are also these things right here. That wasn't anything, was it? No. And I don't have any more of these parts. So, sort of out of luck. This part, we probably need to figure out where this goes. So I'm trying to keep my eyes open to see if I find anything where I might be able to put this thing into. But yeah, you're gonna be walking around, looking all over the place, and once I find something, and if I don't, well, then I'm going to just resort back to the guide. But if I find something, I'll let you guys know. Okay, this one was not so obvious. So as you might guess, I had to figure this one out using the guide. I did not know that this was what it would do. Like, nothing indicated to me that this would do what it's about to do. But it goes there, and now we can lower it. And if we get it back up, it has now... It's basically a magnet, and that's just something that I didn't expect. But that is another piece of the puzzle. And that's now 3 out of 4. So we still have one more that we need to get before we can actually get that thing to open, presumably. So let's just slap this there. Apparently that one is a little bit rusted. But yeah, I'm going to go and figure out what more we need. This next part was also a bit of a weird one that I totally did not even think about. Okay, so we got this torch a while ago, and you know, as you might guess, it goes here, it works just fine. However, this is something that I did not consider. So we know that this white torch is basically, or white crystal rather, is basically just a stronger form of the orange crystal, which I don't even have anymore because it was turned into this. But the orange crystal powered stuff, and this also does that. In fact, this powers things a little bit more. So, what does this look like? Possibly like that. And we have our 4th piece. I'm also going to, now I'm curious because I think, does this actually reach the, no, this actually doesn't reach the next one there. Yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, that's pretty much the 4th part, so now we have our key. Or at least we should have our key, unless there is some sort of an additional puzzle involved in this. But let's just slap this part where it's supposed to go. And let's see if we get that box open. Aha. Okay, now we have our key. So let's, we know where this goes, so let's just slap this right into here. So we need to make a cross shape, and that's where the that piece goes. So I think this should be fairly easy, unless it requires something very specific. That should do it. I think it requires something specific. Surely it's like that. Yeah, it's like... Actually, no, it's not like that. It's actually not at all like that. But if I just turn everything... I said one step. Well, I didn't... I almost said one step. There we go. There, now it goes there. And the tower comes down. Gotta say, this guy that has been leaving us the letters and things like that, too lazy to climb, that's a nice achievement name. That person really had too much time on their hands, but I suppose, since time doesn't move, nobody really ages. Obviously, you know, you have a lot of time on your hands. And laziness continues, we're using an elevator. But I suppose there was no other way. Okay, well then, and there's a lever. There are actually two levers. I think this is like the only thing there is up here. So you know, just going to pull these levers down. What did that do? Did that do anything? Do I need to press the button again? Was this what we were supposed to do? It feels a little bit... The whole tower is sinking. Hopefully there was nothing else in that tower, because the tower is no more. It's now like a... Well, I think this looks better anyway. The massive tower in the like middle of these. Also, if you hear sirens, there are like a whole bunch of them. So, I'm not sure what that's all about, but hopefully it's nothing too serious. Okay, well, that did something. Apparently there was a massive hole below the tower. And can we mess with these anymore? So what happens now if I press the button? Now I can go below ground? Okay, so the PC did it again. It kinda just decided that, like, basically I got the game froze and I got a black screen, and soon after I got a message from my GPU driver that it had like freaked out about something. Like, I'm not sure what. But luckily the game saves pretty much all the time, so that's good. We didn't actually lose any progress, really. I've turned down my CPU overclock by like down by 100 megahertz or so, just in case. And I've also done a couple of other things like VSync the game, so maybe, hopefully, it's not going to do that now. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it seems to be only happening with this game, more or less. It could also be just that the GPU driver is having some sort of kissy fit with this game or something. I'm not really sure. But I've only really recently had this problem with Quern, and now that means that was basically the second time that has happened. So I'm not like 100% sure. It could be like there's a... Because I use the open source AMD drivers, could be like there's a driver bug somewhere or something like that. But Hopefully it's not going to happen now. We're going to figure that one out, because we should be going back underground now. So fingers crossed, hopefully it's nothing serious. Okay, this time it seems that we got down safely. Also, now I need to do one more thing again, because the game is once again a little bit dark, because I didn't run my script. There we go. So it seems that we're now underground. Good. Very good. I'm going to make a guess and say that there is a door here. I'm just checking all the walls and stuff just in case. Hopefully we have everything we need, because it seems that we're not getting back up. Okay, up.
When we discovered these tunnels, we hoped to find some rest from the endless noon. We realized we needed a quiet place, hidden from the scorching sunlight, away from the rumbling ocean. A different place where we could at last find the long-awaited change of atmosphere. Where we find balance, not just among ourselves, but harmony within our own bodies and souls. These chambers were our refuges when we couldn't bear the weight of our existence. After staying for hundreds of years in the light, darkness preserved our sanity. I tried to keep this place secret from him, but I had to make a choice. When I saw him losing his mind, he reminded me of us. I felt pity for him. I decided to lead him down here to grant him some relief. What a mistake it was.
Didn't he have a way out though? The portal was there all along. The only reason the person, whoever what this person was, William Maythorne, the only reason he stayed was because he saw the potential in a place where you can just hang around without having to worry about aging and things like that. But he had the portal all along, so if he was losing his sanity, why wouldn't he just, get out of here? Find another place. Let me guess. Okay. Seems to be kind of what we want, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, let's check this place. This door is not opening unless... no, there's probably some sort of a puzzle related to this. This might be a lock or something. It seems that this is the way to go. The only way, pretty much. Just hoping that we have all the puzzle pieces we need. Pretty sure the game wouldn't let us get here if we didn't, though. But it would be a fun one if the game just immediately decided that yeah, you don't have all the pieces, but we're not going to let you get back. Okay, there's another letter.
Most of these tunnels were carved out by the Dalmarians once. After covering the island with my experiments, I was fascinated by the gigantic space this place offered. I am convinced that she has appeared to you by now. I know her quite well. She will probably try to persuade you to turn against me, if she hasn't yet. She reflects her own past failures onto me. She fears that I will become the monster she once was. Be conscious when she's around. Her innocent purity is just a well-rehearsed disguise.
Abyssus abyssum invocat. Deep calls to deep. So now we have two theories. One two rather opinions. So this this weird creature that is just floating around claims that Maythorne is in some way evil and is just destroying this place in some way. So that is a big key. Can we do something with this or not? Apparently we cannot really mess with this key. But it's a key, so it's probably going to go to that keyhole there. There's also a puzzle here, I guess. One of the key parts is among the components of the solution. One of the key parts is in its appropriate place. Okay. Oh, I see. So that goes there, I'm guessing. Then we need to mess with this machine, make it do something. Let's see if I got a good sketch out of that. Oh, it's good enough, I can read it if I need to. Whole bunch of parts. This has something to do with this. This is probably going to open. I'm guessing this is... here's a power cell. So that goes there. Probably connected to this again or something. Then we have a thing. Another thing that is probably going to open. Well, I cannot mess with this, so this is pretty much the only thing we can mess with. Oh, I see. So we have numbers 1 through 6, and we basically need to come up with the correct solution. Also, I think I may have just failed this, because one of the key parts is among the components of the solution, one of the key parts is in its appropriate place, and we have just changed the places, so I think we may have screwed up one of them. This is going to go here, right? At least it would go here, but it doesn't. What about this? Okay, that doesn't do anything with that, but that might do something with something else here. I think this is now lit. Cannot do anything with that. I cannot do anything with this either. But I don't think these were lit before, so let me just quickly do a double check. Let's take that away from there. I'm just trying to work out... Oh, that was actually lit. Wait. Okay. So I think that means that one of these is maybe right. Okay, let's see what happens if I put like 2, 2, 1, 1 here. Wait. Slap that in there. So does that like measure how many attempts I have left? I think that might mean that one of these is like now closer. Yeah, I think the first one is 1, maybe. Let's try like 4 to 3. I kind of want to see what happens with this machine. Okay, that didn't do much. Let's go with really high numbers. Like, I want to see what happens when that kind of runs out there. Okay, if I don't change it, then that doesn't go down. I'm sort of brute forcing a solution right now. Okay, none of those were apparently right. Let's try something radical. Okay, now it has reset. I think it might... the combination might change every time that resets. That's like what I'm starting to think here. So basically we're trying to get... does this have 4? Yes, it does have 4 different parts. And this is basically... this allows us to change which parts are set in the key. And we need to figure out, with the help of this, which ones are the correct ones. So it's basically a guessing game of sorts, where we need to figure out the correct ones. Okay, so those are completely wrong, and there are only 2 that are sort of correct-ish. I don't think those are like the first 2 either. Okay, I may need to get myself the notebook to figure out what kind of combinations we can utilize here. Okay. Okay, let's try with like 2, 5, 3, 1. 2, 5, 3, 1. Okay, that's my first guess. And it's 3 of these are close, I guess. So I'm guessing if I now move these by like let's try 1, 4, 2, and 6. So what does this get us? Okay, now 2 are... What did we input into this? Okay, 1, 4, 2, 6. 2 correct. And we have plenty of tries to figure this one out. Okay, so now we need to keep 2 of these and change 2 radically. So let's assume the first 2 are correct. They might not be. Then we need to get this away from... okay, it cannot be 3. Okay, so let's assume that it's for like 6 or something silly like that. Let's put 2 there. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so 1, 4, 6, 2 is only 1 correct. One close. So that means, effectively, it means that okay, well, it's either 1 or 4 that is correct. So let's assume it's like 1 is correct here. And 4 is completely wrong. So let's put 6 there.